right, this is documentation regarding the people of the state that are surrounding, that's literally stalking. Surrounding everywhere that I'm going, they're stalking as an entity in doing so. The entity is doing so through all races. You'll see the African-American male. All right, this is a young black male, just like the older Latino male, just like the fat Caucasian older woman. There's no race and gender, no lines amongst the demons. 6VA5EK is a demon engaging in sexual assault and battery and furtherance of murder. While the video is rolling, 7VYP699 on behalf of the government, on whose behalf they're stalking. And this is relevant to the thousands of thousands of license plates that I'm documenting. The addresses, everywhere that I'm going is where the entity is stalking, and that's exactly where they're going to be prosecuted. That's where they're being identified. 24-hour surveillance, this is the entity that's engaging in that. That's impossible light on the ground. 8XWW346 is threatening me as a demon. Their mental illness is a threat to my life. Their criminal stalking with the government that's using also companies such as Amazon. Amazon is a threat, utilizing its resources as a company to share in surveillance with the people of the state who are living, traveling, and remaining engaging in surveillance, just like this serial stalker here. This is a female impossible light. She's molesting, she's engaging in surveillance, she is stalking, and that fake son is remaining over me, proving that, and she is serially engaging in stalking in concert with the entity that engages in criminal summoning as you document them threatening your life. 9UYT358 sharing in all the violence that the entity just committed. This ongoing chaotic environment is relevant to psychological torture, doing so while they're engaged in unlawfully touching you, while the demon-possessed are stalking. Everywhere that you're going, they are present in that path with regard to maintaining activity creation. This is what is the purpose of the engineered environment and the ongoing psychopathic pacing. All right, the entities engaging in this with regard to business names such as Stater Brothers, Ontario Village Shopping Center, DD's Discounts, Amazon Prime, 9WJU863 engaged in what is the ongoing psychopathic. They're one entity. I'm documenting every license plate, but they're one entity. That's the, for practical purposes, Ontario Police Department, 80526Y3, and they have the same mental illness, same criminal activity. And this is prefacing every license plate that is going on the World Wide Web. The government maintains no privacy while they are engaging in vagina monitoring, the pattern of conduct, P.O.C. License plate 9BST384, and I dare Amazon, UPS, and every other gang stalking company, they maintain no constitutional rights under the law to keep a company, which is the federal RICO basis for prosecuting for conspiracy to murder. They're actually engaged in that criminal system while they happen to make money, provide services and products that they are profiting off of, including while they are in the process of delivering them, in the process of creating them, in the process of providing service to them. Under all circumstances, as I've shown, the pattern of conduct is remaining underway, and that criminal pattern of conduct is superseding what is a malicious guise of engaging in that criminal system in concert and on behalf of the U.S. government. The government that's engaging in what is the inhumane system of gang stalking relies on corrupt companies like Amazon Prime, who are actually using their resources to keep American citizens like me under surveillance and furtherance of murdering them. And you do not maintain a constitutional right or a constitutionally protected asset in that. I just want to be clear, this will be and shall be a basis for removing such terrorists like Amazon Prime from existence. Okay, P.O.C. Sirens and right in the path. License 8HKL278. This is mental illness, this is ongoing obsession, this is determination with regard to making sure that they stay around me. That's the P.O.C. And I want to be clear, Jay Montez, Jay Sandoval, you have the gang members of the Ontario Police. They communicate the same threat. They're engaged in that pattern of conduct together, and they're going to prison. This is the P.O.C. That's gang stalking. That's the P.O.C. And the criminal use of emergency vehicles in order to enable stalkers to keep you under surveillance, that's exactly why they're going to prison. That's criminal summoning. The entity also engages in criminal summoning when the gang members themselves are kidnapping you, asking you any question. There are constitutional requirements, and none of them are met when you're gang stalking. You're going to prison for that, for abusing constitutional doctrines such as reasonable suspicion and probable cause. You don't have any right for search. There's no authority for search and seizure with regard to surveillance, especially when you are doing so at the outset while the people of the state are obsessively stalking, which is what traffic is, which is what this traffic in the parking lot is. Every turn that I make, everywhere that I go, the entity is maintaining presence, and it's all unprotected. It's all state action. This is POC. The entities engaged in federal stalking under Title 18 in the sky space and on the roads and highways. And this is exactly what LAPD is committing when they're running over the skateboarder in the middle of the street. They're engaged in surveillance, and I've personally documented Los Angeles. Los Angeles is within the same facilitating venue of California, where California is engaging in state surveillance. Moreover, I lived and traveled to and from and worked in Los Angeles, where they were engaging in the pattern of conduct. LAPD is intentionally turning on its sirens with the premeditated purpose of seriously harming and or taking the life of an American citizen that they're targeting, and then asserting that it's an accident. And who are they doing it with? The stalkers that I'm showing you are the people of the state. Okay, this is the entity. You're not free to engage in parking in the parking lot when it's serving surveillance. You're not free to do that. You're not free to engage in what is used of commercial planes. This is how an entity together, they would act like they're a witness to what is a tragic accident where LAPD is turning on their sirens and hitting the target in the middle of the street. They are the malicious pattern of conduct, and they're the ones they engage in violence on behalf of these agencies. They engage in what are murder in concert with these agencies, the same agency that's gang stalking like this. LAPD committed murder. They know exactly where you are and what you're doing. They engage in the ongoing elements of monitoring pursuant to that knowledge. And there are no coincidences, there are no mysteries under the fake sun. And because of the entity's engagement in this pattern of conduct, this is psychological torture and inhumane violation of your human rights. It is therefore an unprecedented basis for recovery and criminal activity which cannot be negotiated out of. You are going to federal prison, in other words. You are a terrorist leader while you're sitting in positions of authority, such as a police chief, such as a fire chief, such as one that is operating as an EMT, and you're engaged in surveillance. You're engaged in what is stalking and psychological torture while holding these positions. That's how terrorism is executed in the US, while you are a CEO of a corrupt company like Amazon Prime, stalking me in their commercial planes and their demon-possessed gang stalking employees, stalking and molesting me with impossible light under the fake sun and an engineered light. This is the POC. This is an unprecedented basis for recovery. It's an unprecedented basis regarding what are the necessary responses by the federal government. It is requiring martial law under all circumstances, but there is absolutely, as I stated at the outset, a federal response for everything that Satan is doing amongst a corrupt population who are across all color lines. They want you to be racist. They want you to be discriminatory while they operate amongst all color lines, while you are operating in that conditioned mindset so that you never make the connection. This is POC. Everybody under the fake sun is targeting. And they're also targeting my vagina. And that's exactly how the government's going to be prosecuted. POC. It is currently 9:37 a.m.